That was a longer countdown than I thought.
The 5 countdown on this software is always so long, Ashley. It takes forever. And I'm like, I wanted to get started. I started already. Let's just start. There's a switch that I can change, actually. I'm going to go change it as soon as we get done with this.
Take the speed up. Take the time down.
All right. Take the speed up. Take the time down. Seems like something that you would say in the 70s at a party, right? Let's take the speed up. Let's take the time down.
Actually, that is something I would like to do in my life currently. Why do I have no time to do anything? And why am I fucking tired all the time? Ladies in our 40s, let's talk about perimenopause. No, I'm sorry. That's the wrong podcast.
Part of the plan. Oh, the perimenopause is not part of the plan, I don't think. But generally, I think we all feel that way currently. It's like we just live permanently in the gray times. Once the sun goes away in the winter, my friend has always called that the gray times. But like right now, it feels like the gray time, even though we're still in summer.
It's bright and hot out there.
Yeah, it's the great time, but it's also 1,000,000 degrees everywhere in the center of the country. My friend in Seattle today was doing a recording and had a giant fan blasting their face, even though they were on a video call, because their building has no AC and they're in the middle of a heat wave. It was 92 today, she said.
That's fuckery, y'all. That's some fuckery. It happened again like 2 or 3 days ago. I was sitting at work and it was just sweating my balls off, and I pull up the weather, and I always keep Orlando there, and I keep New Orleans on my city lists. And it was like somehow it was like 78 degrees in both New Orleans and in Orlando. It was like 75 or some shit. I guess they had just gotten rain. It was like 104 here. I get angry every time. This is a podcast about the weather and my utter exhaustion with the world.
It's really not. We are the Articulate Coven, by the way. Hello.
We are. It's us. It's Joel and Ashley.
Ashley, we've done a few of these together. I was just going to you just did it for us. We haven't introduced ourselves. We haven't been introducing ourselves in these little reaction videos.
Well, and it continues to be the season. Because people are seeing these that don't even listen, so we probably should introduce ourselves.
Yeah, no, 100% we should. We should do that better. We host a podcast about Anne Rice and her Immortal universe, the witches books, the Lives of the Mayfair Witches, the Vampire Chronicles, the books about Lestat and company, and particularly the AMC and AMC Plus series about the same, including not only Interview with a Vampire and Mayfair Witches, now the Vampire Lestat and Talamasca. Just weeks ahead of us now as we record this.
I'm so excited.
I'm very excited about that too. Ashley, we have a couple of things that you and I are going to record here, reactions to while we're together. First and foremost, though, we got a specific request from the YouTube channel, which, by the way, thanks to everybody who has joined us recently on the YouTube channel.
Yes, guys, thank you.
So I think the San Diego Comic-Con generally has been a help. But ladies and germs, theys and gays, friends of all ages and demographics, those of you who suggested that we respond to that video from, I think it was Screen Rant, which I don't even remember which one it was.
I don't remember which one it was. It was the first one. It wasn't Collider. That was the second one.
Yes, where our boy Sam Reid does a little Gary Oldman impression and says his favorite vampire is Gary Oldman and Dracula, and does the Oceans of Timeline. My goodness, I knew when you and I did it, I said, this is going to be very good for us. This is going to do very well on the intertubes, as it were.
Yes, that's literally what my Wi-Fi is named, the intertubes.
I said, this one is going to hit home for some people. It did do very well. I want to share my screen here for a second because we're going to respond to, literally, we're going to go through some of the comments. You and I were talking about how funny some of these comments were. And I was like, you don't even know, because you were looking at the time you were looking at the Instagram comments, I think.
No, well, I was looking at both. I looked at the Instagram and I looked at TikTok too. Because I don't tick the talk very often, but you had sent that link and I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch this grow, which was crazy.
First of all, in case you don't know the video of which I speak, you ought to go see the whole thing because our reaction is funny. But I'm just going to play for you.
Of Guy Oldman's Dracula, I would cross oceans of time to find you.
And then Ashley and I make fools of ourselves for a little bit, discussing what we think about Mr. Sam Reid and his take on one of our favorite vampires.
That's a friend of ours.
Yeah, so first of all, that was actually the first thing that I wanted to mention. I cannot tell you, and this is indicative of it. Samantha knows, I think, vaguely that you and I do this podcast together, because most of our friends do. Because I think occasionally they've dipped in and out. But most of our friends are not giant vampire nerds.
Look, listen, they love us in spite of our sicknesses.
Yes, exactly. In spite of our sicknesses, we don't have a great crowd of followers amongst our personal friends in life who are also deep Anne Rice devotees. I will say, a few have come out of the woodwork and been like,
I like it. Come on
out
of the
like
closet,
that Anne
friends.
Rice stuff too. Yeah,
come on out of the coffin. You can say it. You can come be silly with us, and we don't mind.
But Sam, again, we've known Sam for 20 plus years now, probably both of us. And she goes, "Hey, you're on my For You page. I didn't know you're here." I'm like, "We're on YouTube too. You could just hang out with me and Ashley sometimes if you want to. It'd be great."
If you just miss our dulcet sounds.
Okay, need him to play a vampire right now. This is the one.
Crazy.
So many people were like, "Who is this person? Why isn't he doing Dracula?" I'll get to another one about some other suggestions for fan casting of Sam Reid doing future projects for people. But yeah, lots of people don't know Sam Reid. Lots of people don't know the show exists. Even some, I think, who then followed up to say, "Oh, I like the Anne Rice stuff. I didn't know that show was going on." Blah, blah, blah. So, okay. This is another good one. The way he looked at Jacob after he said that, the scrim I scrimped. Okay. Now, here's a fine line here. These two gentlemen have a lovely working relationship. First of all, they are genuinely friends, and that's obvious. They enjoy being around each other, but also they have an intimacy on screen and on stage and on set that is obvious as well. You have people that you can work with anytime and in any way, and then you have people who you will cash that paycheck for and stomach, and then you rush to get away from. Yeah, right.
You'll never see after that project ends.
Yeah, this relationship is the former, not the latter. However, I do think some of us occasionally dally across the line, perhaps, where we're sort of shipping these two in real life. Others of us have outright crossed the line, and as we learned recently, are doing, fan fiction about the actors. Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's gross. That's a little gross.
These people are both in long-term relationships with other people.
Also,
don't be weird.
They're people. They're just people. Like,
literally shivered my
that
timbers.
One killed me. I laughed so hard over that one. That one was so funny. Sam Reid needs to be careful. Meow.
Oh man. Okay. Lots of just general swoons, so many good photos and GIFs. Every version of someone fanning themselves, basically, that exists on the internet got posted. Okay, this casting director who found him is God tier. This cannot be stated bluntly enough. It's true for Jacob too.
Yeah,
they both embody but then every little nook and cranny of the universe. Think how perfect Madeline was in season 2. Think how perfect both of our Claudias are. How perfect Bogosian is. Yeah. How perfect our Santiago was. And on and on and on.
That piece of shit, man. For real. Like, that character, that actor made me... I was so invested in that character this time around. And I hate him. He's a piece of shit.
Okay, I could not have cast a better Lestat. Wonder what Anne would think. I am convinced that she'd have been madly in love with him. And so there was a discussion, and this is something that goes back and forth. So she was, and there's some confusion on this, and especially if you found the show recently, maybe you don't know the deal, because she and her son are both listed as executive producers. That is a contractual obligation when they sold the rights. They were always going to be executive producers on the show. Anne and Christopher wanted writing control to some degree anyway. Who knows exactly the extent that they were demanding it
Right.
and what they were willing to compromise. But on the Hulu deal, the original version of this show, Christopher was in the writing room, and he was never going to be in the writing room on the AMC deal. And that became clear very quickly. And either because of that, maybe they disagreed on the time shift or the race changing, or who knows what the specific argument came down to. But for whatever reason, Anne and Christopher both left. And Christopher seems to be, and I think he's even confirmed once publicly, contractually obligated not to say anything. He makes money from this show. Her estate makes money from this show. So they keep their mouth shut, as they are contractually obligated to do. And they cash those paychecks no matter how they feel about it, which seems to be not great. I contend, though, that if Anne had lived, she would have done the same thing that she did about Tom and Interview with the Vampire in 94. She would have taken out a full page ad. She would have done a Facebook Live about how perfect Sam is and how amazing Jacob is and how she
would
never
be
could have imagined.
effusive, I'm sure.
Yes. Just the amount of words that they have put in these characters' mouths from Anne directly.
Right.
I think she would be appreciative of, and they have done so much.
It's still so strange when you do a side-by-side between this and Mayfair. It hurts on a lot of levels.
It hurts on so many levels. Pink Lemonade said, I'm gonna just save this for reasons.
Yeah. A little spank bank, baby.
I would be ashamed to admit how many of the 293,000 views on TikTok that I personally have been responsible for. I have watched it a few times, let's say, a few times. Danielle Waring says, I have found my people. Okay, lots of that.
We're here for
lots
you.
Of that. I wanted to mention in particular, and I'm going to have to click to a different tab here to see if I can find it easily. There was a bunch of new followers off of this one. Here, I'm going to give you those stats real quick because I thought they're impressive and I want to share them. Because you all helped make this happen. So from this video, effectively on its own, 600 new followers on TikTok.
Crazy.
Almost 200 new followers on Instagram. 130 new subscribers on YouTube. And 4 new patrons.
Thanks, guys.
So genuinely, like, very, very impressive of you all. I'm trying to find, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to find it here. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to find it unless I just scroll across it. There was a horror podcast that replied to this video in particular, and we're like, I think we just found our new vampire besties. And I haven't listened to their show yet, but I clicked through and looked at some of their TikToks, and they're a good show. Very much
we need
up
to
our
find
alley
that.
here.
I'll definitely watch it. I love horror.
Okay. Karma de Alien says, anybody else 3 months pregnant?
I mean,
lots of call for a Dracula remake. I don't know if we need that necessarily. Definitely not with Sam.
He's doing what he's doing now. He's doing the damn thing.
Yeah, he's very busy. But I do understand the desire. Guys, what if Sam Reid is a vampire in real life?
I almost think that if he weren't so sweet and precious.
Okay. This is one that I am so ashamed that you and I did not come up with ourselves. How is no one in the comments saying you swam the Mississippi to find me? I wonder in retrospect if he wasn't expecting Jacob to claim it after he quoted that line.
That'd be hilarious. He's like, I set you up.
You're right. We didn't mention it when we covered that episode on the podcast, but actually, I think that line is
intentional?
Rollins' little nod. Yeah, I think it's his nod, man. I crossed oceans of time to find you. You swam the Mississippi to find me? First of all, it's totally apropos because he was on the West Bank or whatever. But also, I don't know. I think I hadn't heard it in that context. But yeah, I think it was intentional.
That's a hell of a swim, I maintain. That's a gross, murky swim.
Okay, I've got to go find one of the ones that I wanted to specifically call out because there were some people, Ashley, that did not love this particular video and had a very interesting comment to say about it. I've got to find one of them
I
here.
saw
Come
someone
on.
with a beef about the line being wrong, which was just hilarious.
Yeah. God, there's so many. I'm not going to find it. Boo. All right. I'm just going to quote it to you. Yeah. Someone said the correct quote. The quote is, I have crossed oceans of time to find you. Not, I would cross oceans of time to find you. And I said, please, ma'am, go and see your doctor.
Yeah.
There is some wiring that is messed
It's
up.
not right. If that's what you're...
Ma'am, we've seen the movie. We know the quote. First of all, he was mentioning it offhanded as a reference to explain his favorite, vampire movie, et cetera, et cetera. But like, you watch that man say that line in that way, and your response is, well, actually.
My only assumption is that this person, this particular Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula, must be their special interest for their tism.
And, that's fine. Good on you. Good on you. Dawning here says, I love Ashley's laugh. Strong agree. Strong agree. I think we both did some of our best vocal work in that.
I'm like a car
clip,
alarm.
actually.
So sorry. I need to build a bear with a voice recorder and his voice with that line.
So I'm not sure about this one. The only blonde man allowed, and I saw several. Sam Reid is the only valid blonde. Or something like that.
Of hate for blondies. Generally, blondes are not my type.
Okay, why is Sam Reid so superior than his cast?
Oh,
I hard disagree.
Oh,
hard disagree with this one. And I got a couple of other comments that were and listen, when 300,000 people see it in the various places, it makes sense that you're going to get some stray nonsense. But I got a handful of comments of like, yeah, he's fine, but that adaptation sucks, or some version of that. And I just genuinely like, y'all, you've got to give it a few more episodes.
We avoid so much of that. We're really lucky. Our that's not in our DMs generally.
But if this show has not hit for you, and you're a book fan, genuinely, if you like more than just the first book, then friends, you have not watched enough episodes.
Yeah, you really haven't. You didn't give it enough time.
I like this one. Pixie Gypsy says, I would cross oceans of time to find him. Yes, ma'am.
He's a hottie.
Genuinely, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. This is the best timeline for this adaptation.
Yeah.
There's not a better one out there, at least so far. Maybe there's one for us sometime in the distant future.
Look, we're eating a lot of shit in other areas of this particular timeline, so we should get treats. We deserve treats. By God.
DD Mega Doodoo, by the way, is a great profile name. Thank you.
So good.
I just slid off my chair. Yeah, I think that happened to lots of us after that clip.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. One of my all-time favorite movies and my fave line from the movie. I don't know how I ended up here, but they must know.
That's the algorithm, cat. That's what that is.
Okay,
now I get it.
now I get it.
Welcome. You've caught up.
Just watched season 1, and I can't lie. Mans is the Lestat I see from the book. Absolutely killed that performance. Can't wait to see how they do his rocker era.
Who is that man? Someone asks.
Yeah. Lots of that. My ovaries just woke up. Yeah, there was, and again, it's so deep in the comments, I doubt that we're going to be able to find it, but there was
so funny.
There was one discussion of, okay, since we're all going to have babies within a week of each other in 9 months, do we start the guest registry now for the baby shower, or do we need to sign up individually, or how is this going to work, everybody?
There should be a team discount at Target.
Right. All right. Let me see if I can share this window. All right. Here's our boy over on Instagram. And this is the main one. Cam draws it. If I need to pick me up in the morning, I literally can watch the first 15 seconds of this with Joel's sigh and Ashley's laughter, and all will be well again. Good God, Sam Reid, and your respective reactions are peak.
That is awesome. Thank you.
And here is the big one that I wanted to respond to, because genuinely, and I know this is in Christopher's hands for real, and if he seriously has a Jones against the show, this isn't ever going to happen, but boy, it should. Somebody throw money in the right direction and just make it happen. Can Sam Reid record the Vampire Lestat audiobook, please? I need it. I need it right now. I
would be so grateful.
Ashley.
I would be so grateful.
Ashley, there are certain scenes in Tale of the Body Thief, in Memnoch the Devil, for instance, that I need to hear them in Sam's voice now that I have been told that that's an option potentially. Yep. Need that very much.
We deserve nice things in the darkest timeline.
Is it hot in here, or is it just me? Lots of that.
Lots of that.
Lots of that one. There's a particularly good one of Remick from Sinners, where he's like licking his lips or wiping his forehead or something. That one got shared again and again and again.
That's so funny.
All right, y'all. Genuinely, I can't tell you how much fun it was reading those responses.
And well, I laughed my ass off for hours.
Well, the fact that so many new people have found us because of it is genuinely like rewarding. So thank you for that. That's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it has been.
All right. We've got so much coming up for you. We've got reaction videos for the rest of the San Diego Comic-Con interviews. A little birdie told me the other day, and I don't know whether it's been announced or whether it was a secret, so I'll just leave it at that. But someone told me that we can expect the full panel releases for the Vampire Lestat and for Talamasca in September. We're not going to get them this month, so it'll be September, but that'll work out great because that'll be one more little tease before the show starts properly in October.
It'll be like a little, we'll be ready for an amuse-bouche.
Exactly. Speaking of, we will be covering every episode of Talamasca once it premieres October 26th. Patrons get it that night, 9 p.m. when the show launches. Everybody else will get it on YouTube and the various podcast apps on Monday nights at 9 p.m. That's where you can always get the rest of our show, too. Right now, we're in the middle of covering Blood Canticle, which is a weird little book, but it's the last one before Ashley gets to start reading the Prince Lestat trilogy.
We're so excited. We're
in the home stretch now. It's weird. This means that we've got 4 Vampire Chronicles books. Well, 3 Vampire Chronicles books and Vittorio, which doesn't really count.
Right.
But that's it. That's all we've got left as far as vampires go, unless Christopher decides to write a new one. Wouldn't it be a hell of a thing if we get to New Orleans in November, Ashley, and from the stage, he's like, Prince Lestat 4, baby.
Man, I have to think about how much I want that.
I don't know, man. Listen, we'll read the shit out of it. I don't know what else to tell you.
We'll read it. We'll probably own multiple copies because that's just what we do.
I mean, I'll definitely need one in print so he can sign it, and I would need one in audio. And then,
because what if Sam reads it?
And then what if it's bad? I'll need another copy so I can throw it out the window, dejectedly. Anyway, all right. We'll be back soon, wherever you're watching this. I hope you're enjoying them. Thank you. And if you are not already, subscribe to the channel to get more stuff like this all the time from the Articulate Coven. Bye.
Bye.